When I was little, I was diagnosed with a syndrome called Velo Cardio syndrome. My parents discovered this after I was born one day. I wasn't breathing and was diagnosed with a broken heart. I went into surgery right away and I went to the best hospital there is, Boston Children's Hospital. The only part of the hospital I enjoyed were the decorations. I remember Boston Children's Hospital had fish tanks and a restaurant called Au Bon Pain. My mom and I would go there after appointments. My parents have been a trooper throughout it all. But all in all, I hated going to the hospital for appointments. A fun fact that my mom worked there at that point, making my care there easier. When I was little, I was also diagnosed with hearing loss and had to go into ear surgery. I had to have my ear tubes taken out. Growing up, as a result of these surgeries, I got a special teddy bear who I called Snow White, after my favorite Disney princess. And it still has one of my hospital bracelets on it, even though it was changed to her name. I always remember going into surgery and having a bubblegum smelling flavor of anesthesia. However, even before that, I dealt with epilepsy. This caused me to go to many hospital trips, but I have been seizure-free since 2021. I am followed by a neurologist. I do not wish epilepsy on anyone, and now I am on medication to prevent them from happening. My diagnosis of velocardial syndrome progressed even further. I have mental health disorders and was diagnosed in 2019 with bipolar disorder. However, as a child, I had participated in support groups for the youth. I didn't really attend therapy back then and got paranoid that someone was always making fun of me, according to my mom. And according to her, she said I thought someone was making fun of my shoes when they were not. I went to psychiatric wards when I got older, but was placed into therapy soon afterwards, and I love my current therapist. As a child, education was always hard for me. I struggled with math and was placed in low-grade level math classes. At school, they had a lot of support for me. I went to physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Speech therapy was always my favorite, and I don't know if my memory was playing tricks, but my speech therapist loved Hello Kitty. In high school, I had the best support system. I had a great special education teacher. However, my strongest subject was English. All the English teachers loved me and put me in higher level English classes. My favorite English class was Young Adult Literature, where we read Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. We also watched movies, and we watched the movies Breakfast Club. I won an English Achievement Award for a reward ceremony for seniors before I graduated, and they gave me a book called Wicked by Gregory Maguire, which is a movie now. I also enjoyed choir, and our choir sang at Hershey Park. Flash forward, I went to college. I went to Worcester State University. I was a history major and a music minor, and I performed in choir for my 4 years that I attended, and met wonderful choir friends who I still talk to today. My choir professor was named Dr. Negro, and she was amazing. And we performed at various places like a church for the holiday concerts. I aced my senior capstone, and my topic was on the American Revolution. And I wrote about how Native Americans, especially the Cherokees, made a huge impact in the war. But in college, I had a tough time. I was diagnosed with low calcium. It was triggered from stress, and I went to the hospital after performing in a college musical called Les Miserables. Being low in calcium makes me really sick, and people with velocardiofacial syndrome have this issue. My choir friends were supportive of me while I was getting treatment. Up to date, I am into exercising, and that is what I had trouble with when I was younger. I enjoy weightlifting and going to my local gym, and they have a cute dog there, and I found an interest in visual art such as drawing. These things help me keep my emotions in check. I also love to dance and sing. Tying back to my social cues, I did manage to make one good friend despite my disability. My friend and I are such nerds. We like to watch anime shows, we go to the movies a lot, and we go to comic cons and anime conventions where we cosplay. She understands my syndrome as she's an occupational therapist and knows how to help a person with a disability, and I am thankful for her. She understands my anxiety and depression and my bipolar disorder, as some days she can sense when I'm anxious, even giving me advice on how I can cope with everything, and encourage me to be the best person I can be. She loves my crazy, nerdy side. During our times at the conventions, we met our favorite anime star named Mel Flanagan, who is the English voice actress for Naruto, and Zach Aguilar, who is the English voice actor for our favorite anime show called Demon Slayer, whose voices a main character named Tanjiro Kamado. Overall, this has been my journey with velocardiofacial syndrome. I want to spread awareness and want to become an advocate to others as it's not very common. I've been through a lot. I am on a Facebook support page where I can reach out to others who have my syndrome. However, I want to add my syndrome is also called DiGeorge syndrome and 22q, but my formal diagnosis is velocardiofacial syndrome. Many individuals with my syndrome are very artistic, and I'm glad I fall under this category.